Hey everyone, welcome back to GameSpot's E3 demo stage. I'm your host Mike McHardy, here with Nick Margarita.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
And we are joined by two producers from FIFA 18, Aaron McHardy and Matt Pryor.
Hey.
How you guys doing?
Good, happy to be here and talk about the game.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Thanks for coming up. So we saw a little bit about FIFA 18 at EA's press conference Saturday.
Yep.
So we had a few questions we wanted to ask regarding a few of the things that, what you're doing going into the next year. I think my main, broader question is, what were your goals going from FIFA 17 to 18? What were things you wanted to change? What are some big objectives you had with the game, I guess, speaking broadly?
Okay.
Yeah, I think well, there's a number of things. Always we listening to our fans and listening to the feedback we got. So there was some things that we definitely wanted to improve upon in gameplay, and gameplay was a massive focus for us this year. We obviously are in second year of Frostbite, which is a really cool thing for us because we're really coming to our own and making the game look and feel spectacular. So when you look at the feature set that we had in gameplay this year, focusing on the player, the teams, and the atmosphere, a lot of that is stuff that we really feel like this year versus last year we're able to really harness. And some of the things you're seeing inside the stadiums with the regionalization that we're doing and what we're doing with the crowds and the lighting is really starting to make that environment come to life for those dramatic moments.
Could you talk about the crowds and lighting? Because that was seemed like a pretty a big focus, right? During the beginning of that reveal, right? It said you want to hit the atmosphere of these separate crowds, whether you're at a Premier League game or La Liga or something like that. Could you talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, crowd is a massive part of football. In our somewhat biased opinion, we think it's the best sport in the world, and one of the reasons for that is the atmosphere it generates. There's no atmosphere like the atmosphere at a football match, and that varies the world over. A game in South America is very different from a game in the EPL. It's that kind of uniqueness and that flavour that's different all over the world. So we really wanted to bring that to the game, so this is where the regionalisation came in. So a good example is La Bombonera in South America. If you play a game now in FIFA there versus EPL, you'll notice massive differences from the lighting. Obviously the lighting varies from around the world, and then the crowd behaviour is a big one, and then just elements that are unique to South American games, so like pitch litter, you'll get that, sideline props, all these little things which overall make for the kind of the major atmosphere. So we've tweaked all that, so now there's a big variation depending on where you play, and that is part of the kind of DNA of football, so that's why we want to kind of bring it to FIFA.
Right. Nick, you played FIFA 17 a little bit with Alex Hunter playing in the Premier League before he moves over, but
I know a lot of fans are looking forward to seeing that story kind of continue, and I know you guys did a little bit of a tease at the EA press conference. Could you go into kind of where's this story headed? I know you can't tell us too much, but basically the basics.
The LA Galaxy carpet in the locker room at the end of that.
Right. Well, he does go on a pre-season tour at the beginning, which involves the LA Galaxy. We can't give you that much. Yeah, it is one of those modes where we can't reveal too much because we don't want to give spoilers away. What we can say is that as a game, we represent the world of football the world over. And as you mentioned, the last one was focused on the EPL, but this time we want to kind of broaden the horizons of the game and let Alex spread his wings a little bit. I'll be kind of as vague as that. So there will be some major changes in Alex's life. There will be some, there'll be some big decisions he has to make. And we just wanted to build a bigger and more celebrity cast as well. So some of the moments that really resonated in the last one is when you interact with the real world players, and that's understandable. You're living the dream of being a real world footballer, so that connection with Di Maria, Harry Kane, that kind of thing, it really popped for users. So we've kind of doubled down on that, so you'll see a lot more celebrity and a lot more real player interaction. Again, I don't really want to spoil it too much. I can say you meet Ronaldo and get to interact with the Ronaldo, because that is reasonably early on. But yeah, there's a lot of big changes. We've added local multiplayer, which is again some of the feedback we got from fans, and you don't have to commit to that at the very beginning. You can do it on a match-by-match basis, so you can now play as Hunter, players team, or multiplayer, and that's going down really well. And then like I say, we've got some big decisions in there, but one of the cool things is you can now customize Alex Hunter. So your Hunter is very unique to you. So we saw millions of YouTube videos around the journey. All of those look the same because you couldn't really vary Hunter. Now there's going to be uniqueness to those because you can give him a haircut, crazy Pogba-style haircut, or tattoos, or all his clothing is interchangeable. So that's another kind of nice element that we kind of added on to get, like I say, to give your Hunter a little bit of a uniqueness.
So when you introduced the journey in FIFA 17, it's interesting to see, Madden announced their long shot mode with Madden 18, and then you have an NBA Live 18 doing the One, which both seem more like, character focused and kind of, there's a narrative to it. Can you talk about seeing that kind of story-driven sports game emerging? It's not we haven't had these kind of sports games for a long time.
Yeah, I think when we look at the large number of players that play FIFA every year, there's a different type of player for a different type of mode, and we want to make sure that we create something for everybody in our game. So that's why last year when we brought the Journey in, we really felt like we were building an experience for a subset of fans that wanted an immersive style experience, following that one character, having a story being told to them. So we wanted to be able to make sure that we had that offering in our game, because it was kind of a space that was missing from the types of modes that we were making in our game. Obviously, FIFA is a very vast game in terms of the depth of all of the things that we're doing, from Ultimate Team to the Journey to our online modes to career mode. We got a whole lot of stuff in there. So I think it was just, we felt like there was one desire of our fans that we could still meet with a mode like the Journey, and again, obviously we're doubling it down this year, bringing you the Journey 2, and I feel that our brothers on Madden and NBA sort of have the same philosophy of that following that single character is a motivator for some of our fans.
And I think it's a side of sport that is much more prevalent these days. I mean, the world of social media, you really get a window into footballers' lives and what they're doing like never before. So I think we've always done a great job of focusing on the 90 minutes off the pitch. So this really gave us the opportunity to kind of go behind the curtain and see the life of a professional footballer. And it's very authentic. We went out to talk about a lot of real-world pros. So it was great to get that feedback that what we ultimately delivered was very authentic and it resonated with people. And the other great thing about the Journey is it's a great gateway into FIFA. If you're not a massive football fan, it's a great way to engage with the game, learn a little bit about the culture. And while you do that, you then come out the other side of it knowing the game mechanics. We always kind of pitched it as like, it's a little bit like basic training for FIFA. Because what we've seen in the past is a lot of users get FIFA, they hear how it's a great social game, there's a great online community. They dive into online without really being ready and knowing the fundamentals of the game, lose 10-0, and it ceases to be much fun. So the Journey is a great gateway into both the culture of football and also the gameplay mechanics.
Yeah, so outside the Journey and outside like just, like the mode, like online multiplayer modes, can you talk about, like, are you talking more about any changes you're making to other modes?
So we're not talking about what we're doing in career mode at this point, although there is a little bit of subset of some of the things that we're doing in gameplay having a massive impact on career mode. We've done a lot of work on the team elements of gameplay with a new positioning system, and also trying to make team styles come to life a little more in the game by making the great teams that like Barcelona play tiki-taka football, and having the catenaccio style Italian defense where you sit back and wait for that opportunity to counterattack. So getting more of these team styles into the game through the technology that we've been putting in our positioning system and our CPU AI system has actually had the massive benefit that in career mode, when you're playing match to match to match against the AI, you're getting a lot of variety and the games are feeling different from week to week, and you're starting to feel that the character of those teams that you're playing against come to the forefront. The other mode, big mode that we are not talking about really right now is Ultimate Team. We do have a ton of cool things coming down the pipe for Ultimate Team, so stay tuned for that. But the one thing we are talking about in Ultimate Team is we have icons this year, which are the world's greatest players of all time coming to the game on all of our consoles, on PS4, Xbox One, PC. And the first and only one we're talking about right now is Ronaldo Nazario, which is Brazilian Ronaldo, alongside the Cristiano Ronaldo we have in the game right now. We got a couple of Ronaldos there. We'll be announcing some more icons, I think today we're talking about 4 or so more, and then throughout the campaign to our launch, you'll hear about more of the icons that we're going to have in Ultimate Team.
Cool.
I know a lot of people are going to be really excited about that, myself included. I think you guys have a really big following for Ultimate Team, so we're pretty excited to see what kind of new players are going to be in the game, what new features are being added, because I feel like you guys have been adding awesome like improvements every single year for Ultimate Team as it develops. Yeah, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised when that information rolls out as to what we've done this year, which is kind of in the run up to GamesCon. So there is a lot happening in there, but yeah, we're not talking about that here, unfortunately. But rest assured, you'll be pleasantly surprised, I think. Cool. Well, Aaron, Matt, thank you so much for coming on our stage. No problem. And good luck with the rest of the show. Thanks. Great. And everybody watching from home, if you're watching our GameSpot E3 stage, we'll have demos from a bunch of games coming on throughout the week here. We'll have a co-op stage downstairs. We'll have press conferences coming throughout the week if they haven't ended by the time you're watching this. But in the meantime, stay tuned for more on FIFA 18. We'll be covering it, and we'll see you then.